Let's talk about 10 acres outside of Great Falls, Montana. My name is Miles here with Wilco Land. I'm going to try to teach you everything I know about this property in this video, help you really understand what we're selling, teach you how to go access the property on your own and all that good stuff. So really cool property location. I'll go through some more of these photos. Our photographer did a good job of outlining this piece of land. You can see the mountains in the background there. This is pretty close to Augusta, Montana, East Glacier. Again, I'll show you what it looks like on a map. Right here, giving you a bird's eye view. So we're out here in western Montana. Here's Seeley Lake, Glacier National Park. Here's East Glacier, and here's Augusta, Montana. And then Great Falls is just over here. So pretty close to Helena, Great Falls, and then up here at Glacier National Park. So really a cool property location. And this is a subdivision with, homes, campers, things like that. So we'll talk more about that throughout the video. But in a nutshell, I think our photographer did a really great job of depicting the property. Obviously, these property boundaries are approximations. You can see there's a road going into the property, which I'll talk about here in a minute too. Here's the property access that comes in right here. Just like that, this would be a nice place for a camper, building site, something of that nature. This would do well for recreational property, maybe someplace you just want to camp on the weekends, go access western Montana, or maybe it's a place you want to build on, right? You can see other folks have built out here as well. It does have a water feature on the property, so that's something unique about it. It is 10 acres out here. It gives you a lot of space to spread out. There are power lines in the area, as you can see, so power is going to be no issue out here. You do have mountain views from the property. You can see the Rocky Mountains from this piece of land. So like I said, a really gentle slope to the property is going to provide you some views. You have a live water feature on the property too. And then this is a view from the property. Really a cool view. That's the Continental Divide. That's the Rocky Mountains right there. That's a big, burly mountain range right there. We can see that on a map right here. Okay. So this is the Rocky Mountains. You can see your hop, skip, and a jump from accessing the Sawtooth Ridge over here, okay? So that's what the location looks like. Like I said, our photographer did a great job at depicting this property, really helping you understand what you're buying out here on this piece of land. The views are awesome, super incredible from this location. It's really affordable land out here in western Montana still. So this is an area that we find pretty popular just due to the pricing and how affordable it is. I want to pause on this photo. This is a really, really good look at the property right here outlined. This is your access road going back to the property. So this is your big usable section right here, probably over about 5 acres. So let's take a look at that again. Let's get on GIS maps and take a peek at that. So my favorite app for land viewings is all you have to use is the GPS coordinates. I have them on the website. You can go through our website listing. Here's the description. Lewis and Clark County, property's unzoned. It's going to come with a lot of freedoms, right? Like I said, you can use the property for recreation or to build someday down the road. Here's what I like to do. I like to grab these GPS coordinates and plug them right into Onyx Hunt. I've got the elite version, the upgraded version, and you can see the property outlined right here. In terms of property that isn't part of the wetland feature, I can draw that out for you and give you an approximation of how much acreage is outside of the water. And we will do that here in a second. So just like this. So I'm trying to draw here. This is roughly, let's take a peek here. So you've got more than 5 acres outside of the water here. So let's take a look. So you've got the corner to corner. I'd say something like this, about 6.3 acres is outside of that water feature. So this is all of your usable space. This, of course, is a water feature. Just a little pond. I don't think there's much value to it besides space, having space away from your neighbors and just having something natural to look at, right? So you can see the neighborhood is filled with different type of development. Some properties are sitting out here vacant. Some people are using properties for recreational purposes. These folks have built and they're living out here. You'll see some mobile homes. Things like that. And again, this is your access road to the property, and that is platted legal access. We are lot number 129. I'm zoomed in here. If you can see my cursor, you can see that we've got this 12-acre property. This is your platted access coming back into our lot. So again, that's all part of the plat map here for Willow Creek subdivision. So wanted to share that. We talked about a bird's eye view location. You are right on the cusp of the Rocky Mountains right here. Really big, burly views from the property. Really quiet area. It gives you access to Western Montana without that sticker shock price tag you're seeing all over the state right now. We are seeing that land rush going out to Montana. So if you're looking for a Montana land investment, pretty tough to beat this price for 10 acres out here in Western Montana. So for those of you looking to view the property, again, you're going to hop on Cedar Drive right here. There's a driveway that the previous owner used, and this is how you access a property, and it keeps going back into here. So yeah, this is your big usable space on the property. Like I said, great property for recreation, long-term investment at our price point, or someplace to build in the future. When it comes to utilities, we talked about power is going to be right there. Should be no issue running power to the property. There is no well or septic on the land. You're going to have to go through the state DEQ to get septic approval, to get well approval. I like calling local well drillers, local septic designers. They can help you out with that process when you are ready to develop. Otherwise, I am seeing a lot of our customers use these properties for dry cabins, alternative uses, and just pure land investments right now in Montana. We're getting people from all over the country investing in land in Montana. So that is the story on this property. If you have any questions, give us a call. I have plenty of other listings in the state of Montana across the United States. So just get with us if you have some of those questions. I'll show you what we've got in Montana right now before we end the video. And you can reach us here at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.